friends, it's Paul Ward here, and welcome to another On the Road. Well, maybe you were involved in school sports, track and field back in the day, or maybe you have a student that's involved in sports today. Our next guest is very active and hosts a one-day track and field event for his local Rotary Club that's become quite the sensation. Dave Drumright with the Camarillo Rotary Club. Welcome to On the Road.
Thank you, Paul, for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we want to thank our sponsor, Opus Escrow. So this is called the Hap Rapp Memorial Track Meet. Dave, I have to ask, what is a Hap Rapp?
That's a great question. I get that all the time. And the track meet began in 1960 when the club thought that there should be a local community event for little kids, and it started off small. And then in 1988, there was a gentleman actually named Hap Rapp that was a member of our Rotary Club, and he participated in the club event, and he did so much for the tournament and for the track meet that we decided to name the track meet after him. So his name is actually Hap Rapp, believe it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that this started small and it's grown, and I think it's grown quite tremendously, right? I mean, you have literally hundreds of middle schoolers that participate.
Yes. It's most the predominant schools are the Pleasant Valley School District in Camarillo, and then we opened it up to a couple of schools in the Somas area because they were underreported and needed some more attention. And so we thought we'd open it up to Somas kids as well. And it started off with 12 schools, and now it's up to 15 schools. And last year we had over 500 kids. So it was probably the best year ever last year.
Oh, that is incredible. 500 kids. And
Yeah,
so you corral your fellow Rotarians to help you out with this over the course of what, a few months?
I do. It actually starts in December the year before the track meet, which is always held the third week of May, third Saturday of May, so we don't overlap with Mother's Day and the Strawberry Festival in Oxnard. And so we always get volunteers from the club. There's probably 15 to 30 Rotarians that participate in the club, and they are the judges for each of the events. And then there's also the schools request and get volunteers for us as well. And so we get a lot of volunteers from the schools, and so that helps parents and coaches, and so that always helps too. So we have about 60 volunteers.
No, that's great. So what events are involved? I imagine the long jump and what else?
Yes, they we start off the meet in the morning at 8 o'clock with the flag salute and the singing of the national anthem. And it's a local person who always sings the national anthem. This year, it's a person from Camarillo High School who's going to be singing the national anthem. And the local Cub Scouts present the colors. And the event starts with the 1600 meters for the older kids, and then it gets into the long jump and track and high jump events for the little kids. So they're going on simultaneously, and then after they complete their events, well, the boys and girls, they stagger. So we'll swap, and then the boys will do the long jump, the girls will do the high jump, and then the girls will do the long jump, and the boys will do the high jump. And we go from fourth grade through eighth grade for all of those events. And then after the long jump and high jump, there's the shot put for the middle school kids. And then we start the dashes around 10 o'clock. And those are crazy. There's a lot of excitement in the stands and a lot of excitement on the track. And so the dashes commence, and they'll run for a couple of hours because we do the preliminaries and the finals.
Hmm.
And after that, we do the 400 meters, and then the 800, and after that is the relays, which is absolute chaos. Because if you can imagine 15 schools with 4 kids per event, with fourth graders through eighth graders running a relay. So it's all organized, but it's organized chaos for sure.
And then each school in the relay is competing against as a team or competing against the other schools.
That's correct.
And then do the winners like first, second, third get get a prize, get a trophy? Are there medals?
Yes, through every event, for every single event, we have ribbons for first place through fifth place. And at the end of the day, well, we keep track of the scores and who wins the events in second and third, and they get points for each of their placements in each event. And at the end of the day, we give a trophy for each grade and category for the overall winner. And the trophy is about 3 feet tall. Sometimes it's taller than the kids themselves.
So, Dave, are these track and field stars at their various schools? Are these kids that are thinking about going to track and field? What's kind of the makeup of the participants?
There are some who also participate in the local Cosmos track team, which is a community wide track team. And there are many, most, I would say, that can hardly spell the word track and have never done track and field in their lives. However, they thought it might be fun, and it gets promoted at the school level, and then they come out, and this is usually the first exposure that they have to track and field in their community and in their lives. And a lot of them love it, and they can't wait to do it the following year. And a few of them don't really like it, and they opt out the next year. But we always fill it up with a bunch of kids. Some kids we've heard that we've had reports that have actually gone on to universities and colleges and participated in the track teams and even gotten scholarships in track and field. And so those are great stories to hear. And they've even mentioned that they got their start at the Hap Rapp Memorial Track Meet.
That's awesome. So how did you get involved?
Well, I've been in Rotary for over 25 years, and in the Rotary Club, we do a lot of community projects. And this was one of them. And I always liked track and field because I did that in high school. And I thought, well, I'll help out. So I helped out as a volunteer early. And then there was a need for a change at leadership for the track meet. And I said, well, I'll do it. And so I took over the track meet, and that was 15 years ago. So
Wow.
it's been a good run, and it's always a good time, and it's a lot of organization, but we get it done, and it's a good time for the kids, and that's what it's all about.
Is this the only Rotary Club, the Camarillo Rotary Club that you know of that's doing a track meet? I don't know of any other Rotary Club that's, involved in track.
It is. And I have all of the documentation that's needed to set up a track meet, and I've sent it to several Rotary clubs in different areas to see if they have interest in setting something up like this in the community. And no one's ever done it yet, so I think we're the only ones.
What would you say would be your biggest piece of advice to other Rotary clubs, other service organizations that want to start a, track meet or just a kind of a sporting event in general?
Well, I would say to be organized and make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's and anticipate issues before they happen. And be committed to it, not just for 1 year, but for several years, and then it can become a tradition.
Sure. Is it expensive? I mean, you've got 500 kids, and I imagine, probably an equal number of parents in the stand. I mean, is there a cost to throwing an event like this?
Well, there's no charge for volunteers and there's no charge for participants. The Rotary Club does this as a community service project for the town,
Hmm.
and there's no cost for participants. However, the Rotary Club incurs a few costs. We do have a food booth that a lady brings in a taco truck, and she'll be selling tacos, but that doesn't cost us anything. We do pay for trophies and ribbons and the rental of the facilities at the Camarillo High School Stadium. And so that costs us a little bit, but we also make up for that in our program. So our program, we sell advertising in our program to our Rotary Club members. And so they always step up. Then we also have t-shirts like I'm wearing today. And on the back, we sell advertising on the back of each of the t-shirts. And then we sell the t-shirts for 10 or 12 bucks every year. And it's not obligatory, but a lot of people do buy those t-shirts. And I know I've got a collections for the last 10 years of my t-shirts, and I wear them all the time. And people ask me, what's that? So
Right.
it's kind of fun.
Nice. Keep it affordable. $12. That's a good price.
Yeah.
So when is the event for 2025?
This year it'll be May 17th. Starts at 8 o'clock sharp with all the events, and it'll last all day. And we usually get out of there about 4 o'clock, 4:30 with the relays at the end. And we give the awards right before the relays. So the trophy recipients receive their trophies, and then we run the relays, and then it's all over. And then the volunteers step up, and we put all the canopies away and all the podiums and the high jump pits, and we take them back to the schools that we borrowed them from, and take everything back to storage, and then we wrap up the day.
Wonderful. And for folks that are local, for parents that might be watching, in Ventura County, California, how would they sign their student up if they're interested?
They sign up through their schools. So each of the schools in the Pleasant Valley School District has a team, and unless they're in Somas, and those two have teams as well, and they sign up through their schools, and it's limited to the local Camarillo area at this time. Who knows, someday it might expand. I've had some people approach me from different schools in the San Fernando Valley and in Ventura and Oxnard, but at this time it's just the Pleasant Valley School District and Somas schools.
Wow. I never knew that there was such a demand, for this type of event.
I didn't either, but I'm glad. It's great.
It's awesome. Well, Dave Drumright with the Camarillo Rotary Club, thank you so much for being our guest on the road.
Thank you very much, Paul. It was nice to see you again, and I'll talk to you soon.